There are two bridal suites on the ship, viewers. This is one of them. This one does have its own washroom, of course, and looks like sink, toilet, and tub. Viewers, the ship even had its own barber shop. The same gentleman cut hair for 33 years, also managed the little post office and had some other duties, the gift shop as well. Keewatin was a coal-powered ship, viewers. We're in one of the holds here, the largest of the 2 or 3 holds on the vessel. She would hold 120 tons of coal. There's a double bottom on the boat too. So if the hull were punctured, this level of second hull would protect the boat. See the wear and tear. Or the rust. Here we are in the engine room, viewers, with these giant pistons.
Anytime I have anybody like that, I always make them do a lot of math. So here, this big fancy thing in front of us is what everybody's always waiting to see. And this is La pièce de résistance, our engine. It's a quadruple, dual-acting, expansion steam engine. And I can break that down for you guys to understand it a little better. It's called quadruple because there's 4 sets of pistons. It's called dual-acting because we use steam to push the pistons up and to push the pistons down instead of just letting gravity take them down. So we've got twice as much power. It's called expansion because the diameter of the pistons get larger the farther away from the boilers you get. So the 4th set of pistons is at 70 inches in diameter, and that's where everything, all the steam's condensed back into water. And obviously it's called a steam engine because it's an engine that runs on steam. It took me a long time to be able to break it down like that, guys. I'm not even going to lie. I know all the words. I don't understand a lot of it. But I can tell you all I know. Which means... maybe your sister will turn it off.
The engines produced 3,300 horsepower, viewers. And they would push Keewatin along at up to 18 knots.
Perfect. So it takes a couple seconds to get up and running. But that high-pitched noise that you hear, that's actually a 35 horsepower electric motor that we have in the corner that's powering this. We can't run on steam right now. Oh, perfect. Thank you, guys. So this here, I'm gonna go from being a historian to being a physicist, guys. Newton's first law of physics. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction, right? So our propeller, turning out the back here, would have naturally wanted, it's trying to push our ship forward, it would have tried to push the propeller shaft right in up against our engine. And that would have created a lot of stress that we didn't need. So this white contraption that's on our propeller shaft here, it's called a horseshoe thrust bearing. And that prevented against any movement of the propeller hitting our engine. So that saved our engine a lot of wear and tear. But now that we're not moving, or we don't want to move at least, we've disconnected our propeller entirely so that there's no undue stress on our engine. But this here, on the back work table here, that's one of the maybe 12 bolts that we removed from the propeller. I can barely lift that thing up. That one bolt must weigh easy 75, 80 pounds because I can lift it about an inch off the table with 2 hands. And it's ridiculous. So when you think about that, there would have been about 12 of those 75-pound bolts holding in our propeller. Not to mention, like, these bolts holding in these are probably like 5 pounds each, and there's 8,000 of them. Like, it's all the, quote, little things in comparison to our engine, which weighs 156 tons. All the little things add up to so much so quickly too. Like even all of the screwdrivers and wrenches on the wall there, which by the way, it came from Scotland with the ship so that they fit specifically to the size of the pieces on our engine. But those probably weigh about 10, 20 pounds each too. So it's all of these things and the weight of the engine that add up to us sitting 2 stories lower here at the stern than we do at the bow. It's crazy.
Here's a last look at this massive engine, viewers.